District 42. This is Rita Cabanella is the current incumbent Democrat, and we have one Republican filed. His name is Tom Berg, and he's here today, and he's going to speak to you now. Tom.
Can you imagine, after investing your whole life, all your earnings, if my opponent is successful in the primary and becomes head-to-head with me, since at this time I have no primary, voted for that estate death tax?
This takes from people who never even had a chance to see it coming. While the state should continue to look for ways to increase revenue, pushing a family who just lost a loved one by taxing and taking the assets they amassed over their lifetime, to me is just cruel and wrong.
Came up with the proposal to help make up the revenue loss with a maintenance fee tax. Imagine, folks, if you just merely live in a townhome or a condominium complex, on your common expenses, you hooey up, you put all your money on the table here. They wanted to tax it from changing one hand to the next. It's called double taxation.
This is just a fund that's put in a reserve fund for future use for the maintenance of condominium. So it makes no sense at all to tax that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In support of the measure.
Please proceed.
As an owner of condominiums as well as planned community properties, I'm very aware of what are being charged on those maintenance fees. There's a whole lot of services that are included in those maintenance fees. First and foremost, Mr. Speaker, are legal fees. Also, landscaping fees and paving fees. And I believe that those services needs to be taxed.
The concept, the mindset of why I chose to run was to counter that. And one of those YouTubes, there was something that many of us here have a cliche. We're gonna cut government. We're gonna get efficient. Hey, we're already down to the marrow, but there's more in there. Imagine the governor's administration saying there's a program going on in the mainland that when you want to apply for welfare benefits, you can do it over the telephone. Sound good? Well, there'd be some 200 jobs lost by being efficient. Imagine having to be on the House floor and argue with those on the other side of the aisle that word efficiency doesn't apply when government has to get smaller. The reason I've decided to run for 42 is not because I think that my opponent is lesser than or not a good person. It's just I believe it's the wrong message being sent for the people of District 42.